What is going on, Bulls Nation? I'm still trying to recover from that crazy game by the Bulls. I've never been happier this season than the win against the Grizzlies today. So we're going to talk about this game right after this.
You're listening to Chicago Bulls Nation, your home for all things Chicago Bulls.
All right, Bulls Nation. So, like I mentioned earlier, I've never been happier in a Bulls game. This season, at least this season, than this game. I don't know, maybe because of the opponent. It's Memphis Grizzlies. They are probably the most cringe team right now in the NBA. What's at stake? Because we could have possibly taken, like a ninth seed or nine, I don't call that a seed, but thanks to Dallas Mavericks sucking and again Charlotte Hornets giving that game, and they're gonna play Toronto Raptors again, so that's a win. But we're gonna play the Hawks on Tuesday, so we have a chance to be ninth, maybe, and be at a home court and play the Hawks instead of the Raptors. So we are gonna see about that. But as far as this game, not gonna lie, I was scared. I was skeptical that we're gonna get this win. I think right now we clinched the play-in spot, at least the play-in spot, right? So initially, right off the bat, I think Memphis was just hot on the three-point area. There's nothing the Bulls are doing wrong. It's just that they're making every shot. And the Bulls give up either three-pointer or inside. Mostly for the most part of the season, they are willing to give up the three-pointers. But they're just making every single one of them. And I thought this is one of those games where it's going to be a long game for the Bulls. They're at home against a good team, a second seed in the West. And man, halftime came in. I actually went out because it's beautiful outside right now in Chicago. So I went to the garage, did some cleaning, preparing for the spring. And I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to check the score on my phone. And I see they cut the lead down to like 15. I was like, all right, they're coming back. Hopefully this continues. And I'm that type of fan who's kind of superstitious. And I was just like, you know what? Maybe they're winning because I'm not watching. So I'm going to stay right here. And I'm just going to check the score. I'm just going to keep on checking the score. If that means I don't have to watch the game and they win, I'm willing to do that as a fan. And I was like, and then they're coming back. And then Memphis kind of pulled away again. I think it was like 82-73 or something like that. And they cut it down. I was like, all right, it's 9-point lead. It's Memphis. They probably just, and this is me still outside. They probably just made a quick run and now they're going to be back to being the Bulls. And I was like, all right, let me go back inside and watch the game. And this is around third quarter, and that's when they started clicking. And I'm telling you, it's the Bulls has the talent. It's the right combination of players. When you put the right combination of players on the floor, magical things happen because they do have, I think the defense now is better than ever. In the past two seasons that we have, even back when Lonzo with Caruso back then, were winning by talent. Because Lonzo and Caruso back then were just manning the paint, but against better teams, that still didn't work. But right now, I feel like the Bulls defense has really tightened up. They're not Tom Thibodeau defense yet, but you can see it has really tightened up. But it all depends on who's on the floor. Like if you put DeMar, and I said this, you can go back on the other streams that I have or other videos that I have. Once DeMar is with DJ and Pat Williams and Kobe and Ayo, he seems to be more effective because his game style is that he would dribble the ball a lot. He would pound the air out of the ball, but these guys do cut. They find the open hole and they don't expect DeMar to pass the ball to them, unlike Zach and Vooch, where they're just standing there. And that's not their fault. They're scorers too. But with DeMar, it seems like that's where I would say the score just really took off from the Bulls. And the third quarter, like you see here, it's a 10-point lead still. But DeMar's, just doing his thing. This pass to Caruso is nice. Caruso finally is not injured today. Good block by Vooch there. But third quarter is where the Bulls normally goes down. But this is a game where they just unloaded. My goodness. There was a sequence where we had like 4 steals at around fourth quarter, and this is what look, Kobe White take a shot, Patrick Williams. This is the first time the Bulls took the lead, and And I put Kobe and Patrick Williams on the cover because those are, I would say, the hero of this comeback. Because Kobe, look at this. Saw Kennard and won. And you got DeMar here. Look, who's on the floor with DeMar? Those 4 guys that I mentioned back then. And look at that pass. Because he likes these guys because they're not expecting to take shots. So they keep on moving their feet. And Patrick Williams, again, over and over and over this game. And honestly, even on the other games, whenever we need a big 3, Patrick Williams always comes up. And his defense, you can't take that for granted. Patrick Williams' defense. And I gotta say this, in the third quarter, one of the look at that steal. One of the most notable things that Billy Donovan did, and I give him props for this, he put Patrick Williams against Tyus Jones. And they're anticipating the switch. So they do a pick and roll between Tyus Jones and their center, but you can't do that because Patrick Williams is a big guy. So big props to Billy Donovan for making the adjustments there. One of the few times, and DeMar is even playing defense. Look at this. This is crazy. I almost shed a tear in my eye when the Bulls started playing defense and got like another steal, like 3 or 4 steals in a row. My goodness, I love defense. I think this is another steal right here. And look at that. By Caruso to DeRozan. This is an overall just great game by the Bulls. I don't know what to say, man. I'm hyped, and it feels like we are clicking in the right moment. Yes, we lost to the Lakers because they did the true and tried, tested thing to stop the Bulls, which is do the double team, which Memphis kind of tried tonight, but it didn't really work out because the bench stepped up. I think the bench had 40 points. But if we're a dangerous team, regardless of the seeding where we land. We are not one of those teams who just kind of snuck in and maybe will win. Like Toronto, for example. Toronto is a good team. They're well coached, but I don't think they have the personnel like the Bulls does. The veterans on the team, the way they can create offense by themselves. Oh, and now the defensive structure, I believe, is kind of shaping up. I'm excited. We just need to win the game against the Hawks this Tuesday, and maybe, I don't know, I feel like we're a better matchup for the Hawks than the Raptors, but we'll see. I just want them to win every game possible from here on out to have that carryover in the play-in game, and we shall see what happens. But this game is probably the best game that the Bulls have played all season long because of the opponent and what's at stake. And how they came back, because normally being down 23 points, they would just crumple, and DeMar's going to get a tech and all that stuff. But they came back. Not only did they came back and win, they came back and win big. So big props to the Bulls. Big props to Billy Donovan for making that adjustment. I don't say this often, but I give that win to Billy. And also, of course, Kobe and Patrick Williams. But big win for Bulls Nation. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you like this video. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're a Bulls fan. And I'll see you guys in the next video.